We have all faced tough moral decisions in our lives. Sometimes people believe that moral issues are subjective. For example, when people say, when it comes to what you should do, the right thing is what is right for you. However, when most people are actually faced with moral dilemmas, that subjectivism goes right out the window. Instead of doing what is right for us, we tend to ask other people for their opinion and consider their options. This chapter looks at what is involved in moral reasoning and deliberation. The book starts off by defining value judgments. Value judgments assess the merit, desirability, or praiseworthiness of someone or something. For example, our book describes a situation in which a student has been caught plagiarizing another student's paper by the teacher. According to the teacher, that student deserves an F. This statement is an example of a value judgment because the teacher was judging the student. In her opinion, he had done something wrong. Moral reasoning is different than other kinds of reasoning because it tries to establish moral value judgment. Because of this, it is important to be able to identify it when you come across it. Not all value judgments include moral value judgments. For example, when you say, that dog is cute, you are judging the dog, but not morally. Another example is when you say that Samsung phones are better than iPhones. You are making a value judgment, but not a moral value judgment. Here are some more examples of moral value judgments and non-moral value judgments. From my understanding, non-moral value judgments are more of your personal opinion on something, not judging if it is right or wrong. Moral value judgments typically use words such as good, bad, right, wrong, ought, should, proper, and justified. However, these words do not always signal a moral evaluation. For example, telling someone that they are a bad person because they drink alcohol is a moral value judgment. However, telling someone that it is bad to drink excessively because it can cause liver damage is a non-moral value judgment. Value judgments also can be made inside claims that are not value judgments. For example, if I say, Bob is a good man who drinks craft beer, the statement itself is not a value judgment, but saying Bob is a good man is. The term moral has two separate and distinct meanings. Moral may be used as the opposite of non-moral. For example, if I were to say, Game of Thrones is a show on HBO. This would be a non-moral claim because I'm not relating the show to morality. However, if I were to say, people who do not watch Game of Thrones are bad people, that would be a moral value judgment because I am judging the morality of people who do not watch the show. The second meaning of moral is the opposite of immoral. But this is used to mean good, right, or proper. For example, if I punch my brother in the face for no apparent reason, this would be considered immoral. However, if I took care of my brother when he was sick, this would be considered moral because it was the right thing to do or the good thing to do. To avoid confusion, the book uses the word moral to always mean the opposite of non-moral. So saying it was wrong to punch my brother or it wasn't wrong to punch my brother are both moral judgments. There are two principles of moral reasoning. The first principle, which is also known as the consistency principle, states, if separate cases aren't different in any relevant way, then they should be treated the same way. And if separate cases are treated the same way, they should not be different in any relevant way. For example, say I'm the teacher of this class, and I announce to everyone on the first day of class that everyone is exempt from the final except for George. I would be violating the first principle because George is no different from everyone else in the class.
Created using Powtoon.